My grandfather was a genius, but also the most terrifying man I ever knew. When he passed away, he left me a fortune, $10 million and a massive estate in the middle of nowhere. But there was a catch. To receive the inheritance, I had to live in his house for exactly 1 year and follow one golden rule: never under any circumstances open the blue door in the basement. I thought it was just an old man's eccentric whim. I was dead wrong. The first few months were a dream. The house was luxurious, fully stocked, and I felt like I had won the lottery. But the silence of the place slowly started to eat at me. There was no internet, no cell service, and no neighbors. The only sound was the ticking of the clock in the living room and a strange scratching coming from downstairs every night at exactly 10 p.m. My lawyer visited once a month to check if I was still there. He always asked the same question: "Does the door remain locked?" I always said yes, but with every passing week, curiosity burned inside me. What was he hiding down there? Money? Evidence of a crime? Or maybe something that would explain why he spent his whole life in isolation? By the 7th month, things started happening that I couldn't explain. I'd find breakfast on the table that I hadn't prepared. My belongings were moved from place to place, and the scratching behind the blue door turned into a whisper, a low, raspy voice that sounded almost like my own. "Let us out. It's time," I heard while standing at the top of the basement stairs. My mind was snapping. Was my grandfather testing me? Were there hidden speakers? Or was I just going crazy from the loneliness? One night, after too much whiskey, I went down there. I held a key I had found hidden in one of my grandfather's old books. The blue paint on the door was peeling and the handle was ice cold. I put the key in the lock. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would explode. I turned it. The door opened with a heavy groan. Inside, there were no monsters or treasures. It was a high-tech monitoring room. Hundreds of screens showed every corner of the house I was living in. I saw myself sleeping, eating, talking to myself. But that wasn't the worst part. In the center of the room sat an elderly man, his back to me. When he turned around, I nearly fainted. It was my grandfather, alive. He looked exhausted, but he smiled sadly at me. "You lost, my boy," he said. "You only had 2 months left. If you hadn't opened that door, the money would have been yours. Now you have to take my place." Before I could react, the lawyer, the one who always visited me, appeared behind me and injected something into my neck. When I woke up, I was in that same monitoring room strapped to the chair. My grandfather stood on the other side of the door, that same blue door. "The rule wasn't for your benefit," he whispered through the crack. "It was for mine. I needed someone to take over the watch. This house isn't an estate. It's a prison for something that lives beneath the foundations. I guarded it for 50 years. Now it's your turn. If you stop watching the screens, that thing will come up." My grandfather walked away, and I heard the heavy click of the lock. Now I'm sitting here, staring at the screens. I see my brother, who just pulled up to the house. He got a letter saying I had passed away, and that he now has a chance at the inheritance. He has only one rule: never open the blue door. I pray he's stronger than I was, because if he opens it too, I don't know who will be left to watch what's scratching at the floor beneath me.